Well, thank you for joining me today. We have Steve Pennell and Terry Utley from the band Smokie. Welcome back to Perth.
Pleasure.
Excellent. So how many times have you been to our beautiful city now?
Second time.
Yeah.
Second time?
Perth was the first place we ever played in Australia.
Excellent.
Back in 1979, the entertainment centre there.
Yeah, well, that's not here anymore now.
Is it not?
No, it's not.
Well, those lovely ladies fell through the stage, didn't they? They collapsed.
So what's your favourite city to perform in?
In the world or in Australia?
The world, anywhere in the world.
Anywhere where it's sunny. No, we've got so many. Moscow's great. Johannesburg.
Yeah.
There's so many. You just couldn't pinpoint one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's great. A great place for a vibe. You won't get a better vibe anyway. Istanbul.
Istanbul, really?
Fantastic vibe.
Wow.
Yeah. Crowds are fabulous, but they're mental. I mean, really mental. But the whole place is just a buzz from getting up in the morning to going to bed at night.
Oh,
It's
that's
a real
fantastic.
buzz. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So which concert that you've done has actually been your most memorable concert? Like,
I think we've all got different ones, haven't we?
Yeah.
I mean, mine was at Moscow Olympic Stadium, and in 1991, and we sold it out 5 nights.
People, wasn't it?
Well, 28,000 people each night. We sold it out 5 nights, and Michael Jackson managed the week after 40,000 people. So we were really we were buzzed up to hell, you know.
Excellent.
But it was great because of the roar of the crowd. I've never heard a roar like that ever.
That's fantastic.
Austria was mine, I think, with a big crowd, but I mean, it was so big you couldn't even see the back, so it's better to play like a smaller places so you can see people. Nice to see people's eyes.
The whites of the eyes.
Yeah, nice to see people's eyes.
Now, see, the band's been around for about 49 years now?
Yeah. No, I've just celebrated my 40th birthday.
Sorry to shock you.
40th anniversary. No, the first hit record was 1975.
Yeah.
So it's 34 years now.
Yeah.
But the
But
band
the
was
band's
together
been
seven years before
Yes,
that. Yeah.
yes. So what do you think have been the key factors behind the success of Smokie?
Non-political, non-controversial, and you can whistle it in the street and you don't get arrested.
Absolutely.
Distinctive
It's
sound.
memorable stuff.
Yes.
Distinctive sound.
Yeah.
I think that's what gives everybody a little bit of an edge. If they've got a distinctive sound, like if you hear Bryan Adams on the radio, you know it's Bryan Adams.
Yes.
U2, you know it's U2.
Yeah.
And I think when Smokie songs come on the radio, you know it's a Smokie song.
Yeah.
Now I gotta get east and I'm living next door to Alice.
What would you say has been the biggest challenge of your careers?
Working with him. Trying to understand his accent. Where are you, Kenny?
Talking about that. I'm from Middlesbrough as well.
Yeah, from Middlesbrough, yeah.
Well, I think the biggest challenge has been trying to maintain what we do. It's like we were 7 years before we got a hit record, and when you get that first hit record, you think, are we going to get another one? And then when we got another one, you have to think, are we going to get another one? And I still pinch myself to this day that we had so damn many, But the whole set is comprised an hour and a half worth of hit records, you know. So there's a lot to be said for that. But the fact is that the industry the way we knew it is down in the dumps now, and we've made a reputation for ourselves as a live act, and they're the people that are making headway around the planet,
I've got to say some of my favourite songs are Alice, Stumbling In, and Have You Ever Seen the Rain? What are your favourites? I mean, you just said If You Love
If
Me.
You Think That I Love Me too, because it was the very first hit record, and
Excellent.
a lot of sentiment there.
I think you've got to appreciate Alice because of what the public thinks. I mean, twice over it's been a big selling song. In
Exactly.
1977,
And then again in
1995.
Alice in 1970,
amazing.
I think it's 76. I think it was 76, 77. It was around that area. But it was number one in 16 countries in that time, and it sold millions upon millions. And when the other version came out, it outsold it.
Yeah.
It got to a high position in England.
What are your favourites to actually perform?
I like to do Wild Angels. I love Wild Angels, There's so many.
It's just nice to see the different reaction to each song.
Yeah.
You can see when they know some and then they don't know some, but they get into the ones they don't know. And it's nice to see it, and every night is different.
Yep. Are we going to see any new music in the future from Smokie?
Hey, you will do it at
Expect
some
anything,
point.
yeah?
You will do it at some point. But
We recorded another album. It was released called Eclipse. It was released in April, and it was great. It charted in
it's
countries
acoustic
and
versions of
Yep.
acoustic
things, you know.
songs, and so it was a different thing for us.
Didn't that went into sort of the top 10 in, was it Denmark?
Denmark, yeah, it was, yeah, and
Norway, Sweden.
and it was well received, so it worked well for us. So we did do a little tour in Scandinavia in November, and we did some of the acoustic songs in there, you know. But it's for a different sort of atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, you need a small place where everybody's sat on top to do a
slightly
little
more
acoustic
personal.
set. When you've got a bigger place like this, or you know, the big venues, it's very difficult to get that across.
Yeah.
So when we come to these venues, we just play. We like to play obviously what people know, but give them some stuff that they don't know. And so there'll be 3 or 4, maybe 5 songs tonight that they won't know, but they will clap. They'll be into it.
The last gig, this is the first tour of this year. Last year we finished off in Bucharest with the Romanian Symphony Orchestra, a 63-piece orchestra behind us, a massive place. But last year we did 105 concerts and 161 aeroplanes to get to those 105. So we just come back from vacation ourselves, you know, and started off fresh.
Air miles are brilliant. Air miles are fantastic.
Can't use them. no chance.
time.
But we I think we've got it up to now without the summer festivals. We've got 81 gigs to do this year. So
Wow, that's a
it's
lot.
non-stop.
That's a lot. So just to wrap up, is there anything you'd like to say to your Perth or Australian fans?
Thank you. No, really, thanks. It's great. It's It's a pleasure. It's one of those places that we, as far as it is to get here, and as long as it takes to get it, it's somewhere where we always look forward to coming to. You know, it's like you're counting the days.
Yeah.
There's only a handful of places, I've got to say, that really you do count the days. You know.
Hopefully, we'll come back and see everybody again and do it all again.
Excellent. We look forward to it.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you very much for your time
Lovely
today.
job.
That's sweet.
Thanks a lot.